The astonishing power of a daily tally. How 13 tiny habits forged a founding father. Did you know that one of America's most brilliant minds, a man who helped draft the Declaration of Independence, discovered electricity and invented the bifocal, was once a wildly undisciplined young man? That Benjamin Franklin, the ultimate self-made American success story, struggled with the very same vices and lack of focus that plague us today: laziness, arguing, and the lure of immediate pleasure. His transformation from an ambitious but scattered youth into a venerated statesman, scientist, and philosopher wasn't due to a sudden, monumental stroke of genius. It was the astonishing, compounding result of a simple daily ritual, the rigorous, decades-long pursuit of 13 tiny, specific habits. This is the true, surprising story of how a small, handwritten notebook became the secret weapon for one of the most consequential figures in American history, revealing a powerful truth. Your life is not shaped by a few major decisions, but by the relentless accumulation of your daily habits. The flawed youth in Philadelphia. In his early 20s, Benjamin Franklin was a bundle of raw talent and ambition, a printer in Philadelphia whose business was beginning to take off. Yet by his own admission in his famous autobiography, he was far from the picture of moral perfection. He was, to put it mildly, a work in progress. He was prone to immoderation, eating a bit too much at dinner, a habit he later mocked in his own workers. He was easily drawn into debates, enjoying the intellectual sparring, but often succumbing to the temptation of pride and vanity, which alienated others. His natural inclination was for the intellectual life, but he knew that true success, both professional and civic, required a better, more consistent character. He realized a fundamental principle: to achieve exceptional external results, he first needed to build an exceptional internal operating system. He dismissed the idea of achieving moral perfection all at once, recognizing that a person's behavior is simply the sum of their fixed, repeated actions. His solution was brilliant in its simplicity and radical in its execution, a methodical daily assault on his own flawed character, one small habit at a time. The 13 Virtues and the Daily Chart. Around 1726, Franklin compiled a list of 13 virtues, the essential habits he believed would make him a successful and moral man. He didn't invent these virtues, but his method of implementing them was a masterful piece of self-engineering that would define the rest of his life. Here were the 13 small habits, each designed to attack a specific flaw. Temperance: eat not to dullness, drink not to elevation, a small daily restraint. Silence: speak not but what may benefit others or yourself, avoid trifling conversation, focusing the mind. Order: let all your things have their places, let each part of your business have its time, creating a system. Resolution: resolve to perform what you ought, perform without fail what you resolve, daily follow-through. Frugality: make no expense but to do good to others or yourself, i.e., waste nothing. Financial discipline. Industry: lose no time, be always employed in something useful, cut off all unnecessary actions. Productivity. Sincerity: use no hurtful deceit, think innocently and justly, and if you speak, speak accordingly. Honesty. Justice: wrong none by doing injuries or omitting the benefits that are your duty. Fairness. Moderation: avoid extremes, forbear resenting injuries so much as you think they deserve. Emotional control. Cleanliness: tolerate no uncleanliness in body, clothes, or habitation. Personal standard. Tranquility: be not disturbed at trifles or at accidents common or unavoidable. Mental peace. Chastity: rarely use venery but for health or offspring, never to dullness, weakness, or the injury of your own or another's peace or reputation. Humility. Imitate Jesus and Socrates. The hardest of all, as Franklin admitted. The core of his system wasn't the list itself, but the daily mechanism for tracking and compounding improvement. Franklin created a small portable notebook with a chart. Each page was devoted to a single week, with the 13 virtues listed down the side and the 7 days of the week across the top. He would focus intensely on only one virtue per week. For example, during the first week, he focused solely on temperance. If he ate to dullness or drank to elevation, even once during the day, he would mark a small black spot next to temperance. The next week, he'd focus on silence, marking a spot every time he engaged in trifling conversation. This system forced him to be hyper-aware of a single habit every day. By focusing all his energy on just one small behavioral change, he dramatically increased the chances of success. After 13 weeks, he would have cycled through all 13 virtues. He would then start the entire 13-week cycle over again, 4 times a year. He maintained this extraordinary daily self-audit for decades. The compounding effect, from printer to statesman. The immediate effect of this habit tracking might seem small, just a tiny black spot or the absence of one. But over time, the compounding effect was nothing short of miraculous, laying the invisible foundation for his public success. 1. Order and industry, the engines of invention and business. The virtues of order and industry were the backbone of his career. Franklin's famous daily schedule was a direct outgrowth of his commitment to order. He woke up early, dedicated his first few hours to asking, "What good shall I do this day?" his daily resolution, and then planning his business. This relentless adherence to scheduling, a small, daily habit of planning and executing, allowed him to run a successful printing and publishing empire, become postmaster general, and have enough spare time to dedicate to scientific experiments. While others were disorganized and wasting time, Franklin's industry habit meant that he was always employed in something useful. His scientific breakthroughs, like the lightning rod and the Franklin stove, were not flashes of lightning bolt inspiration, but the deliberate, incremental result of carving out dedicated daily time for study and experimentation because he had perfected his time management. 2. Humility and silence, the art of influence. The true astonishment of Franklin's journey lies in the transformation of his character flaws into his greatest political strengths. Remember, he was originally arrogant and argumentative. The habits of humility and silence fundamentally changed his approach to people. Instead of directly contradicting an opponent, he adopted a gentle style of questioning, using phrases like, "I conceive," "I imagine," or "it appears to me." This small verbal habit, a tiny, deliberate change in his daily speech, made him one of the most effective negotiators and diplomats in history. Imagine the young smug printer arguing in a pub transformed into the sage old man who charmed the French court and secured the crucial Franco-American alliance. This monumental diplomatic achievement, which essentially secured America's victory in the Revolution, stemmed from the tiny, daily practice of controlling his pride and speaking judiciously. The success of the nation rested in part on a single, practiced small habit of rhetoric. The Great Discovery. Franklin's greatest invention may not have been an electrical or material one, but his system for character development. He didn't achieve pure, perfect virtue. He often admitted that the column for order was the most consistently marked with black spots, and humility was a constant struggle, a habit he only mastered by pretending to be humble, which ironically made him appear humble. But the sheer consistency of the effort changed the man, and the man changed history. By the end of his life, his daily habit of self-improvement was so ingrained that it seemed effortless. His astonishing reputation as a disciplined, brilliant, and moral man was not a birthright, but the sum of over 50 years of tiny, painful daily corrections in a little checkered notebook.
Benjamin Franklin's story is a profound, informative lesson for the American audience. The massive, transformative results we desire are not found in one-time heroic efforts, but in the small, almost invisible commitment to improving by just one small habit every day. His legacy proves that the most powerful force in the universe is not electricity or revolutionary fervor, but the compound interest of consistent daily action.